In colonial Mexico around 1630, inside the convents of New Spain, escudo de monjas began emerging. These beautifully painted or embroidered emblems were unlike anything ever seen in colonial society. An escudo de monja was worn on the religious clothes of Conceptionist, Jeromite, Augustine, and Dominican nuns. They were usually pinned at the center of the nun's chest, where they could easily be seen by people around them. The unusual size and stunning imagery enchanted audiences. When the nuns wore their escudo de monjas, it appeared as if they were cherishing small, masterful paintings close to their hearts. This escudo de monja is titled Coroation of the Virgin with Saints and measures 8.5 inches in diameter. The large dimensions of the escudo de monjas allowed the nuns and the famous artists of New Spain enough room to paint detailed religious narratives on them. This escudo was likely worn by a Conceptionist nun because it depicts a devotion to Mary and shows the coronation of the Virgin of the Immaculate Concepcion. James Cordova writes, such portrayals became integral to the Counter-Reformation's objective of promoting the cult of Mary and emphasizing her regality. The escudo was painted on copper sheet with oil paints. We are first drawn to Mary, who is peacefully looking down as she is being lifted by cherubs into heaven. Above her is the Holy Trinity, about to place the crown on her head to symbolize her as Queen of Heaven. She is surrounded by a company of holy people who have been organized into 3 rows. In the first row we see Saint Joaquin, Saint John the Baptist, the archangels Michael and Raphael, a guardian angel with a human soul, and Saint Anne. The second row shows Saint Luis Gonzaga, Saint John of Nepomuc, Saint Barbara, Saint Joseph and baby Jesus, Saint Rosalia Palmero, and Saint John of God. The third row shows Saint Gertrude the Great, Saint Ignatius Loyola, Saint Francis, Saint Stanislas Kostka, and baby Jesus, Saint Teresa of Avila, and Saint Anthony. The escudo de monja contains layers of messages. The 2 sacred hearts above and the offering of hearts below are symbols of a person's relationship with the divine. According to Elizabeth Perry, the appearances of Jesuits like Saint Ignatius Loyola, Saint John Nepomuc, and Saint Stanislas Kostka were painted to show the convent's defiance of the Spanish crown's order to have Jesuits removed from New Spain. A Franciscan's cord and a decorative border of flowers and cherub heads surround the heavenly group of people. The amount of detail and information in the escudo is amazing. This is what made people see the escudo de monja as more than just a devotional piece of jewelry. One of the mysteries about the escudo de monjas is how they originated. Strangely, these exquisite emblems are rarely mentioned in the record books of the convents or in the logbooks of the colonial artists who had the honor of painting them. According to Elizabeth Perry, the escudo de monjas could have originated as a reaction to the Spanish Archbishop of Mexico, Manso Izuco's demand that the convent lifestyles be stripped of luxuries he viewed inappropriate. He wanted to enforce the vow of poverty. If we look at the frame on the escudo, we can see there are no beloved stones or gold, which have been a long tradition for the Mexican nuns in the Creole convents. In an act to rebel against the Archbishop's order, the nuns cleverly substituted the costly stones with tortoiseshell. A tortoiseshell frame was to be a symbol that represented the indigenous people's culture. Since the tortoiseshell was an inexpensive material, the Archbishop could not stop the nuns from wearing their new religious emblems. Tortoiseshell was also light in weight, which allowed the nuns comfort when wearing them. The escudos de monjas' skillfully crafted design made them just as luxurious, if not more, than any devotional jewelry ever worn before. As time passed, the escudo de monjas became a popular feature, and church officials began collecting them inside the monasteries. An escudo de monja represented many things, and was meant to be read by people. The messages were clear and easily understood by all who viewed them. The emblem identified the nun and the convent she represented. The religious imagery on the escudo de monja reminded people and the nun herself of her spiritual religious devotions. It offered the nun protection and a link to the divine heaven above. It was also layered with political messages. Last but not least, the escudo de Moja represented a new genre of art by the Mexican people.